and relieve myself. Logan and 2 other kids come inside her after me and grab some bread to make toast with. Come back to the fire after locking the building up. Begin consuming burnt bready goods. We're moving through bread fairly quickly. Say to Logan, "Didn't you guys all grab a loaf?" He says yeah and reaches for the third one. It's not there. He starts flipping shit over looking for it. Asks who the fuck just took the last loaf of bread. Nobody has it. I ask him, "Who all went in with you?" He says well it was George and George who was with us. George gets real fucking quiet and suddenly a wave of fear washes over him. He starts fucking panicking. Somebody snuck in and stole a bread loaf right along with them. Some person who was dressed like a scout. That was the final straw for our scout leader. Decides to cut the trip short. Next morning we all go to the van to leave. A few kids run independent headcounts to ensure it's just 12 of us. We're all here. No more. No less. We all pile into the van and get the fuck out of Dodge. Get home and tell my mom we cut it short because there was a bear that stole some food from a tent. Too dangerous to stay. She bought it. About 2 hours later my mom comes in my room and asks me, "Steve's parents want to know if he went straight home or did he go anywhere else after getting out of the van?" Think about it. I didn't see Steve get out of the van. Come to think of it, I don't remember sitting next to Steve. Did Steve even get in the fucking van? We counted 12 scouts. There were 12 of us. He had to be there. Wait. Holy fucking shit. Tiff. Mom calls scout leader. Tells him what we think happened. He drives back to the camp. Finds Steve barricaded in the mess hall. He took off for one final piss break. And we left without him. There was someone in the fucking van with us. Some other kid that nobody noticed. And like 3 people did headcounts. Nobody fucking noticed the stranger. Whoever this fucker is, he's in the city now. Talked to Steve a few days later. He says he heard growling outside the doors. Like there was a pack of dogs trying to speak English. Tell him he sounds crazy and say I don't believe him. But I fucking believe him. I never had any other troubles with whoever it was. Must have fucked off back to the woods or moved deeper into the city. Good to know. Off to the store for some hollow points and Kindles. I've already got some ash out back from a big bonfire I had a couple nights ago. Also, OC time. This one is from my senior year of high school, about 10 years ago. Be me. Just starting lurking on /k/. Really want to go in a woods. Recently got my FID. SKS for my birthday, fuck yeah. Invite my only has guns friend along to go camping near Appalachian Trail. He says yes, brings a Winchester lever action in .30-30. Plan is to start up at northern part of Massachusetts, follow the trail south for 3 days. We brought plenty of food and fuel, not much water, as we plan to be near rivers most of the time. Buddy brought a harmonica. From now on, I'll call him John. We get dropped off near where we want to start and start hiking. Covering pretty decent ground for the first few hours. Slow down a bit after a quick lunch, still moving along pretty well. We stop for the night, set up our tent. I start the fire, boil water we collected. John cooks up some of our food, plays harmonica a bit. We're just sitting around the fire eating and talking. Bring up the fact that we haven't seen anyone all day. He shrugs it off, it's a bit shitty weather and cold, so it's not that strange. Put out the fire and we go to bed, sleeping with unloaded rifles. We get up the next day, strike camp. Eat cold breakfast and start hiking again. Suddenly we hear loud footsteps coming up the trail behind us. Running really fast. We look behind us, figure it's a trail runner or a deer running from something. Ready rifles just in case. The second we turn around, the sound stops. We're a little weirded out, but continue along for a bit. I realized that the woods are quiet as fuck ever since we heard the running. Mention it to John. Relax man, it's almost winter. Most things are probably just hiding away in their burrows. Decide I'm just being a pussy. Ignore the silence. We stop for lunch near a stream, and John collects a bit of water from it. Sniffs at it to make sure it's semi-clean. Recoils. What the fuck? Anon, smell this water. Worried that he's gonna splash me in the face, I take it and smell it. Oh god, this is awful. Gif. Smells like rotten meat and piss. We follow the stream upriver to see if a dead deer or bear fell in and is rotting away in it. After a few minutes of walking, we come to a cave that the stream is flowing out of. John walks in right away. Wait a minute, we shouldn't. Oh, come on, Anon. I've got a flashlight and I'm not gonna fall in, so let's just check it out. Okay, I guess. Grabbed my own flashlight and my SKS. Following John into the cave. We come to a huge ass cliff where the water falls down. Not really a waterfall, but whatever. It's smooth as hell, made of this really shiny black rock. Alright John, looks like we can't go any farther, let's go back. Okay, Anon. Just let me look over here, I thought I saw Look at this, man. A staircase cut into the side of the cliff, barely visible unless you look straight at it. John immediately starts climbing up. I follow him, but I'm just about shitting my pants. We're about halfway up when suddenly we hear this voice. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Just repeating the same thing over and over, in the exact same tone of voice, exact same inflection. It sounded like a broken record. The voice was creepy as fuck, it sounded like a human voice coming through a fucked up speaker. Crackly at the edges and sort of deeper than it should be, obviously feminine. It's coming from the top of the cliff. John shouts up to it. Don't worry, we're coming for you. Just hold on. John, wait a goddamn minute. What the fuck, Anon? Are you just gonna walk away from somebody who might be stranded or hurt? No, but I don't think that. Then let's fucking go. He double times it up the stairs, rifle slung over his shoulder. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Voice gradually getting louder and more distorted. He's going a lot faster than I am, that's what saves me. He gets to the top of the stairs. Shines flashlight toward the sound. Ma'am, are you? Suddenly stops talking. I'm just a flight below the top, I can hear him walking. Sounds really jerky, but steady. Like a metronome or something. Steps suddenly stop. At the exact same time, the voice stops yelling for help. I just barely hear John whisper. Of course, whatever you need. Crunching noise, sound of dripping liquid. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. It's a different voice, and it takes me a second to recognize it. It's John's voice. Oh shit niggers. MP3. Fucking sprint out of there. It's a miracle I didn't break my neck on those fucking steps. Managed to contact a friend who was going to pick us up in 2 days. Tell him something got John freaking out. He calls the cops/forest department. Tells me I have to meet them near a ranger station at a small town. I managed to get out of the woods, meet up with cops. I claim a bear ate him. Lots of questioning, realize they think I might have murdered him. Finally break down and tell this old grizzled ranger dude what really happened when we're alone. He just nods. There's some strange things what happen up in those mountains. Might be I'll head up there soon and take care of it. What the fuck? Is this guy serious? He smiles at me, and nods toward the wall of his office at the ranger station. A bunch of mounted skulls. They look like fucked up deer/moose/goat heads. Curvy horns, long jawbones, huge ass eye sockets. Now, I'm off to go kill that bear of yours. I'll make sure them city boys know that you didn't do nothing. I'm sorry about that friend of yours. Good hunting. Thank ye kindly. I still can't get over it, especially since about 2 weeks after that, the paper printed a story about an individual who wished to remain nameless that had taken down a rabid grizzly not too far off the Appalachian Trail.
Hey everyone, took a while to write. This story down, but I lost the notebook where I had all these logged for a bit. This is another story about when I used to work for the call center. I must preface this now that, to me this one is the most unbelievable one in the sense that I'm shocked no one has spoken about this particular company on this site before. Be me working the night shift. Working from about 10:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. Boss trusted me enough to leave for the night. This results in me being the only one in the building. It's cool cause it's a Friday going into Saturday. No one ever calls during those hours. Sitting there doing the professional equivalent of sitting around with my hand on my dick. Notice how subtly eerie the whole building is. Prime spooky material. Old carpets, scratched up walls, buzzing light fixtures, and even then 75% of the lights in the building were turned off. Suddenly get that feeling like I probably shouldn't be there. Think to myself it's already 3 a.m. and you're getting paid double under the table, so who cares? Begin playing my PSP and boot up some GTA. Having fun being a degenerate in the game when suddenly I hear a scratch. I jumped from my chair the millisecond I heard it. I settle down and chalk it up to nerves since I was quite literally the only one in the building. At least, I thought I was. Didn't help the place was freezing cold at the time, so I already had shivers all over. Tried my best to ignore it and go back to work. Didn't seem like whatever made that sound was coming back. I simply just go back to work laughing it off as just shaky nerves. Fast forward to about 4 a.m. I start hearing a click. I recognize the sound. It's the sound of a lighter. What the fuck? JPEG. Seeing it's time for lunch, I decide to go investigate. Walking around the office trying to find any clue as to where the noise came from. Can't seem to find a trail. Like whatever heard me knew I heard it and panicked. Now officially spooked.